Welcome back to my fantastic listeners. I am so excited to be in front of you again. It's been a while, Grace.
It sure has.
You know?
But here we are.
Here we are. And I'll tell you, today's episode 8 is filled with so much positive energy. It's just a color burst
Yes.
of something fresh for you. I have in my studio, you guys, Mrs. Grace Gymphy Gross.
Woo! Say it again.
Oh, I'm saying that thing again. Mrs. Grace Gymphy Gross.
Oh, yes.
And she is the founder and CEO
That's correct.
of...
Yes, the Aravista Planner.
Say that thing again.
The Aravista Planner.
You hear the charm in that? And the eloquence with which Grace gave you the name of it? The Aravista Planner. Grace, it's all about you now. I'm facilitating. Tell us how you derived at that name. Tell us some of the things that led you to birth a planner that not only organizes people
Yes, it does.
and their lives, but it motivates them.
Yes, it does. So I always say I cannot take credit for it. This company is completely God-inspired, God-founded. He actually paved the way for this to come to fruition. Wow. So should I give you the long story or the short story? Which one do you want first? You want the founding story or do you want just the derivation of the name?
You know what? I want both.
Okay.
Give me some background on that name.
Okay. So with the name, it's a French derivative. So Araviste means like an upstart or a newcomer. So I coined Aravista from that particular word because I always say Black women are always making ceilings floors. When we come into a space, we come in, we dominate, we put our own little flavor, style, savvy on it. And next thing you know, the ceiling they said existed didn't. Wow. So I coined Aravista from that. And, we encompass it.
I knew it was something.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
With that name because, I look at books, thousands of them. I look at planners. There is a charm. When I first was introduced to your planner a couple of years ago. So thank you for giving us the background on how you derived the name.
Yes.
Now, the vision behind the name. Let us in on what's behind all that.
So many years ago, I want to say, the Aravista Planner was brought to everyone else's attention in 2019.
Okay.
That's when I launched. But I had been working on it 3 years prior to anyone ever seeing the light of day.
Okay.
So I want to say 2013, 2014. Wow. I had a cousin. She's from Los Angeles, and she had come to visit. And, we were just sitting talking. She had joined a sorority.
Okay.
And it is not one of our sororities, but that's fine.
Okay. All right.
So she had joined it, and she, they always purchase things together.
Yeah.
Planners and book bags and things of that nature.
They do. They really do. Those
and
groups
to keep
do.
things uniform, right?
Yeah.
So she puts her planner on the desk, and I literally, the story never changes, Miss Toni, because it's true.
I know that's right.
I looked at it, and I literally could visualize who the founder was. Ooh. I knew exactly what she looked like. I knew she had a little brown bob. I knew she had maybe 2.3 kids. I knew she had a dog. I knew she was Southern. I knew she was Baptist. Like I could see her.
God gave you all that in that moment.
Because that particular pattern was indicative of a particular person.
Okay.
I knew who that person was.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, I said, well, let me find it. Let me Google.
Okay.
So I Googled her, and she was literally everything that I said she was.
Oh, my heavens.
The only issue was, and not the only issue, but what I realized at that time was there was nothing like that for you and myself. Okay. I couldn't look at anything, any prints. I couldn't look at anything that was reflective of who I am, who you are, who we are.
Yes.
And that's one particular reason why I made sure that all of the planners are in card print. But we can talk about that a little later. But that's where the idea came from.
You said that's why one of the reasons why you made sure all the planners were in what kind of print?
Ankara print.
Okay.
So it's African print. We use it for everything.
Wow.
Prior to
give that name
give that-
again, because
Ankara,
our
yes.
audience, I can guarantee you, everybody, you've just said something that the average viewer and listener
May not know.
doesn't know. So educate them and say it slowly.
Sure. So Ankara print, it comes in, it's a variety of styles, colors, textures, and we use that for our traditional clothing. So we're very, you might be very familiar with like kente cloth and
Yes.
things of that nature. It all is encompassed in that particular umbrella. So I know it became super popular when the first Black Panther movie was released. Everyone,
right.
we're all going back to Wakanda, okay?
Yeah.
And we're all in traditional African garb, but
Beautiful things, though.
Yes, but that's
Beautiful
what
garb.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been wearing for centuries, right?
Wow.
So I wanted that to be reflected within the planner because I think I travel a lot.
Okay.
And I remember I think I went to Portugal, and I love Portuguese tile, and it's everywhere. And you know how it's become even a part of American interior design here. And I said
Okay.
to myself, why, with all of the cultural savvy, right? All of the flair, the beauty that is within African culture,
Yeah.
has that not translated in the same exact way?
Wow.
So I said, well, if they're able to do that with this tile that is so prevalent everywhere,
Yeah,
why
why
can't we
couldn't
do
you?
that with our prints?
Love
So
it. Yeah.
that is the design aspect of the planner. That's why they look the way they do. They're bold, they're exciting, they're not.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, tell
Why
me.
don't you pick one up? How about the red?
Take the red because
How
you're
about
in
the
red now.
red
You're looking
one?
good.
They are bold
Yes.
because African American women, other women of color, are bold.
Very.
And non-African American women are bold.
Yes.
So this is open to all women. This is so beautiful. And it's
Thank
one of
you.
the things that really drew me. It drew me in. Oh my gosh. My son gave me a gift.
Yes.
During your first year of business. And so why don't you just share a little bit? Go ahead.
Sure. So listen, if I'm going to do something,
Yeah.
if I'm going to represent
Come on now.
my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we're going to make sure we do it in excellence. So this is not we don't even call it a planner. We call it a lifestyle architect because it can guide your life.
Did you guys get that?
Get to a lifestyle architect. Yes. So we made sure that they were bold, they're textured. If we're talking luxury, we've got to talk gold, right? So
yes,
we have
yes.
gold embellishments throughout. We make sure we have the double tassel markers, all of it.
Love
the
it.
the interior of it, I don't know. Should we show them or should we not? I don't know. You have to get your own, friends. I'm not sure, but it's gorgeous. And the thing about it is I wanted it to be more than just a calendar with dates. It really is about building out your vision for your life, being able to create routines. We have a community that also accompanies the planner. It's a lot. It's not just...
It's quite a bit.
It's a lifestyle.
And it really is. And I know, having gone onto your website and looked at your products, I know that this is so much bigger than the planner
Thank you.
that Grace just held in front of us, in front of all of you guys. Though it's very, very beautiful, it does so much. I'm going to say something that Grace hasn't shared yet.
Okay.
She's had millions of viewers on her platform. And it's not merely because of the showcase, the beautiful and eloquent showcase of her product, but it's a compilation of what she's doing with that product. Why don't you share how your company has spanned beyond the U.S. and some of those other markets that you've tapped into? Because you're being modest, and it's my job as Tenacious Tony
Oh, yes.
to let folks know who's in my studio and what you have in your hand.
Well, I love that. Well, at that point, let me just give them what I got.
Okay.
So our last iteration, we are in 7 stores. We are up and down the Eastern Seaboard, Texas, the Carolinas, Atlanta, DC, Baltimore, New Jersey. We also have customers in Australia and Ghana. My family hails from Ghana, so obviously they have to represent.
Absolutely.
And London as well.
And London also.
And so, there's a saying in our culture, we say Ghana to the world, Aravista planner to the world. Okay?
Oh my
so
God.
we're going everywhere.
I'm so glad you did that.
Thank you.
And I had to be extremely assertive because it's so sweet that you are modest, but my platform
is to be tenacious.
Yes.
Okay, I
is
get
to
it.
be tenacious, and in my tenacity is to let all those listeners and all those viewers know what is accessible to them. This thing is beautiful, you all.
Thank you.
And some of the things that Grace, why don't you share a couple of pages?
Sure,
because the motivational stuff, the affirmation. Look,
don't skip over.
Oh
so
my gosh.
We have our, we hold fast to the idea that as corporations have missions and vision statements, individuals need to as well.
All right.
It's very, very important.
Oh, my bishop and my church would love you.
Oh.
First Lady, you hear that, Robin?
Whenever you need me. So it's really important. Those are skills we're not taught, even as people of faith.
Yeah.
You're kind of taught to you're just living,
Yeah.
right? But we need to be extremely intentional because you're gifted with certain elements and you won't have the capacity to reach your fullest potential if you're not intentional with your time.
That's
your
it.
energy, your talents, your finances, all of it.
Wow.
So what we do is we've expanded quite a bit.
Yeah.
We actually have what we call vision statement sessions, and they're complimentary. So what we do is we have our Aravistas, as they purchase, they are able to enroll.
Should I hold it for you?
Yes, please. I'm sorry. I'm having difficulty
No
turning my
worries.
pages.
Sure.
And so what we do is, and that's our landing page where you can read about how you would utilize the planner.
Okay.
So when you get your planner, please read through the beginning. Okay, it's just like your manual, your set of instructions.
If our camera can capture some of that.
That's okay. They can definitely get it. I hope.
It's all good.
And what we do is we have these sessions where we talk through what we call our 5 ambition areas.
5 ambition areas.
And there are mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and our financial aspects of our lives.
Wow.
So we go
You're
through.
talking my kind of thing.
Yes, well, that's why I'm here, Miss Toni.
Yes.
Two of us are together.
Yes.
So we go through each one and we talk about what our vision is, how we're going to actually set the standard for what our goals are, and how we're going to achieve them.
Wow.
So we do have those sessions as well. And then we have our monthly follow-up sessions within the year. They usually happen every second Sunday. One is going to be taking place soon where I have our Aravistas call in.
Okay.
It's a Zoom call. They come in at leisure.
Aravista call in, you guys.
Yes, our accountability sessions where we hold each other accountable for the goals that we have set.
See, that's really good. So and I want to interject at this point.
Sure.
If you are interested in starting your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, like I am, like Grace is, like all the women on her team are, you want to plug into this. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this because you get to share with like-minded people, people who are starting out just like you, people who may have been in the game for a minute, so you can learn from each other and help carry each other along.
We have a myriad of age ranges. I mean, from people in their 20s to their 60s, 70s, where we're able to learn from one another.
See,
as
I like
you're saying,
that.
It's beautiful. It's a
That's what it's
beautiful
about.
community. And now people are, hey, I know you're in the DMV area, or we're
Yeah.
both in the Carolinas. Let's grab brunch. We want to take this show on the road. So it's built a community that I hadn't even anticipated. And so it really is beautiful to see and to have women come on and say the planner changed their life.
Yeah.
It's nothing but God. I know that
It's
for a
nothing
fact.
but God. But what you did was you made yourself available and you opened up, and the scope of your business wasn't so minute that it was, I just want to produce a line of planners and I want to sell them, goods for services, or a product exchange, and you're getting money for it. You made it so much bigger than that. And which leads me to this question. What is it that you think about or that you thought about that would take your company, the Aravista Planner, out into the world, into community? What made you realize that it was very valuable for you to strategize with your company and to make sure that your mission and your goals aligned with overall community growth and development, because that's what I see you accomplishing since you've started this company during COVID.
Also true. So that element of it, the intentionality, that portion of it came from, I don't know those who are familiar and not familiar. He is now deceased, but Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh, absolutely.
I really spent a lot of time watching a lot of his sermons, specifically on purpose and planning. And that's when I came to the realization that even as a community, number one, and then as people of faith, it's just not a skill that is taught. And so when you're not taught to be intentional, you always feel behind.
Wow.
Right? But a lot of these things are actually in your own grasp. Like you actually have control of your life.
Yeah, come on.
It's not about, a victimhood mentality. It's really about, okay, this is the starting point in which you are. From this point, these are the resources that I have. What am I going to do to propel myself forward?
Wow.
You know what I mean? So,
I do.
So that element of it came from really being in your word, being and listening to those who are also in theirs, and being able to explain it in a way that illuminates your mind. Very, very important, because I think that when you don't have those people speaking into you in that way, you literally will be, as we said before, you're just kind of living.
You're just existing.
And
that's all.
as they say, you're a product of your environment. Not necessarily so. And I think he is an awesome example of someone who grew up in an environment that wasn't conducive, whether he didn't have the money. He said he grew up dirt poor.
Wow.
And ended up a multimillionaire.
Dr. Miles Monroe.
You know what I mean?
Who Grace is speaking of.
Oh, yes. Phenomenal. So I highly recommend anyone who is not familiar to definitely check him out.
Gosh.
So that element of the planner came from him.
Okay.
When I released it, it's funny. So when I released it, I had a foray into entrepreneurship before, but it still is as a wedding planner, event planner. So I plan events as well. But it's different. Services are
because
very
you do
different.
have background as an event planner,
Yes.
right? You're just a planner.
Yes.
You like to just organize and put everything all together.
I try to because
Great
I mean,
job. We need that.
Yeah, life is all about strategy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because everything is a decision, and life is the sum of your decisions.
Yeah.
So why not make them as best you can with good information?
That's it.
And proper planning.
That's right.
So I had released the planners, and anyone who is watching or is listening and knows, when you first release a product, at least this was my naivete.
Talk to that camera.
Oh,
let the viewers and the listeners know.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to release the planner and everyone's going to love it because I'm a well-liked person. People are just going to flock to it. And I sold one. I said, wait a minute.
Come on, Grace.
I said, hold on now. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. So I launched June 1st, 2019.
2019.
I think my best friend and my other really, really good friend, they're the only two people that bought one. Said,
You said, wait a minute. I need some strategy.
Right. I said, no, this doesn't make sense. So she's phenomenal. Her name is Mattia Hill Hunter.
Okay.
She was my hairdresser at the time, but she also does like speaking engagements, and she just speaks prophetically into people's lives all the time.
All right,
She's phenomenal.
like that.
She's phenomenal. And so she had said, she saw the planner and I had shown her what was in it. Because looking at it, unless you actually have one and you flip through it, you don't understand the vision statement session
I can
and all of that.
attest to that
yes.
because I want to say to you, everybody who's participating in the view and listening right now, you've got to go beyond this cover.
Oh, for sure.
It's not, this is attractive, but there's a school inside of this.
Yes.
This planner. It really is. And when I first opened mine, I said, oh my God, just to be able to, on a daily basis, have the right things spoken into me. I'm an encourager. That's how the Lord shaped me from birth.
Yes.
So I'm an encourager. So I'm giving that out most of the time. And so, all the time, really. So when I open the planner and I'm like, oh my God, I'm being poured into. And in the way that's attractive to me. And it was authentic. It's real. It was like real life statements. Come on.
Can I tell you why?
You better.
Before, so I know what element she's speaking of. So when you get the planner, you'll see that every single month you have a word, a scripture, and a message that accompanies that particular word. So after the planner was done being designed, I realized, I asked God, I said, well, this is super cute and all that, but I want it to be more intentional. So I went on was it a 1 week? It was a 1 week fast. I went on a 1 week fast, started on Monday, ended on Friday.
My girl.
Friday ended at 6. I remember putting on, I guess it should have been a gospel album, but it wasn't. I put on the Miseducation. It was music. I put on the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Put it on, left it on. By the time I was done.
She has a message.
Yeah, she does. By the time I was done, I had every single message for every single month. And sometimes I look back, I don't even know how it came. And every single year it happens like that. Wow. I take some time, I'll fast. Sometimes it doesn't take 2 hours. Sometimes it might take like a week.
Yeah.
But I have to avail myself for what God wants to say, right? And
I like that.
I remember, 2020 was the year that surprised us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember getting DMs and emails saying, oh my gosh, Grace, like this month's message speaks exactly to what's happening now. I couldn't have known that. How would I know that? No. So I always say, that's why I can't take any attribution for it. When it comes to the messages and what you're saying about how it poured into you, that wasn't me, it's all God.
Wow.
It's not me at all.
Wow. But you surrendered to him.
Okay, well, that part.
Okay, and you made yourself available. Right? And just giving a shout out to my bishop, he talked about, and it's taking us on a journey towards innovation.
Yes.
You cannot be afraid to ask God for what it is that you want. And then guess what? Be specific about it.
Yes, very much so.
He pointed out to us and is on a journey of tracking and teaching us right now. Don't just ask him for what you need. You better come real. And God, this is what I want.
Yes, say it all.
Say it all and be specific about it.
Yes.
Colors, people, tools, who you want. Yes. Yes.
Yes, everything.
Everything. Who you want to partner with.
Yes.
Speaking of partnership, who's on your team? Tell us about it. Because I'm attracted to that as well. When I looked at and they're also beautiful. I love beauty, but and diverse. And that spoke to me a bit more about the depth of you, because every time I look at the pictures of those women, none of them are shaped alike.
All different.
None of them have the same complexion. So I know that they're probably successful in their own rights and capacities.
They are.
So what drew you in to have them be a part of the Aravista Planner, this company? Come on.
The Lord is good. Chico, they're my family. So it's wonderful. It's built in. But so I have some that are in front of the camera and those that are behind the scenes. So I have one is my sister, my two cousins, and then my cousin by marriage, but that's still my cousin.
Yes.
So the three of them. My mother's amazing. My husband's amazing. We have she's phenomenal. She runs
in
our
the
social.
Background, you guys.
He
in
is
the
always here,
today.
always there, and our social media manager as well. So they are all people that I trust, understand the vision, and have different areas of expertise in which they're able to execute. So it's wonderful to have a team of people who support you, who are there when you need them to be there, and who also bring ideas to the table.
That's right.
Love them. Oh, how can I forget the most? My graphic designer. She's retiring, but I love.
Is she retiring?
She is, and it's hurting me, honey. But
I
it's
bet
okay.
it is because
she's phenomenal. We worked together. We went to high school together.
You did.
We did, and we had lost touch over college, and then we
What's her name?
reconnected. Oh, Tara Kunha. Her husband's name is Joe, and they are a phenomenal team.
Oh, Tara Kuhan.
Cunha.
Cunha.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Portuguese last name.
Portuguese. Okay.
And they are phenomenal, and they're also my brother and sister in Christ, and we reconnected maybe like 10 years ago. We were working on wedding invitations together. So my clients, I'd bring them to her and she would do that. And then she was just a natural progression for me to talk to her about this. And she understands me. She's phenomenal. Her design skills are just immaculate. Like she's Chef's kiss.
Great job. Great job. Grace, there's so much to unpack with you. You are a phenomenal young woman.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And I mean that. So I want you to see if you can go in the recesses of your experience since you birthed the business. This whole company has resonated and continues to resonate with so many people. Are you able to hone in on one scenario that just touched your heart, that stuck out with you, where you know that this planner changed a person's life? I bet you have many, but
I do. This one's my favorite, though.
Okay.
This happened last year. Her name escapes me now. Forgive me, sister, if you were watching. But we have our monthly meeting. So we begin to become familiar with one another. So she was not a regular, but she came in the beginning of the year. She was really going through a tough time financially. She was a single mother and she had one son and she was an educator, but she felt as if she just could not make her ends meet. It just wasn't working out for her. She felt like a bit lost. There was no direction. And she would come again every, maybe let's say every 2-3 months. And she'd pop in and everyone would ask, hey, how are things going? Yada, 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 and so forth. By the end of the year, it had to have been in November. We call them VPPs, right? We call them VPPs, our virtual.
My speedy daughter talks really fast. What did you say?
We call them VPPs, but they stand for virtual planning parties.
Okay.
So she came to one. Those are the accountability sessions that we have.
Virtual planning party.
And she came and she said, "This planner has changed my life.
Wow.
I am more fiscally responsible." She actually had money in her bank account. She had money to even go on a vacation.
Oh my goodness.
To practice self-care. She was taking her son with her.
Wow.
She had picked up a second gig. She had changed careers. She had gone to a different school. Like she had just, the trajectory of her life had just changed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
This is what you're talking about, right?
It's so... you know that it's possible because it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset shift. But to see it in real time and see someone who you would see not even 11 months prior to going through such a difficult time and saying, now I went from nothing to now I have excess.
That's it. I love that. And see, with your virtual sessions, that's what you guys are doing, your company's doing. You're touching many lives, multiple lives in real time. And I'm sure that you identify a lot of tenacious testimonies. And that's what it's about. I mean, the average person doesn't think along the lines of, okay, I'm going to go into a bookstore, I'm going to go into Walmart or whatever and pick up a planner. You're not average. And so not at all. And I love that. I don't like mediocrity.
No.
And so that's what you did. You knew that you wanted to have a customized and a unique vision for taking your planner and working it in such a way that you were incorporating the marketing of it while you're touching multiple people's lives. Well, Grace, all I can tell you, it's working.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Because it's not just, as we said maybe 15 minutes ago, it's not just touching people here locally, but I love it when it goes global.
Yes.
This is for women everywhere. And men too. The men purchase your planner?
Yes, they do. And if you ask me, they need it more than we do. Okay? We all need it. We all need to be purposeful. We all need to be intentional, and men are leaders. And so without them having a vision, how can we have one? We all need it.
Yes, we do.
We all do.
Oh, this is so good.
Thank you.
I know I'm going to have to, John and I are going to have you back.
I can't wait.
In the studio. I want to join your virtual.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Love to have you.
I would love to be a part of it. There's plenty for us to do.
Oh, I know.
And I just love the fact that, and my son had shared this,
DJ.
with DJ.
That's my guy.
Yeah. Yes. He had shared with me, he said, Mom, You guys are so much alike. She reminds me of you. And the way that you like to encourage and motivate and talk.
Yes, I'm a talker. No shame in my game. That is true.
That's what this table talk is all about. Let's talk about it. And you've certainly given us a lot to talk about today. I'm going to hand it off back to you.
Okay.
And I want you to just ponder, relax
Okay.
in your beauty, and think about any other thing that you, Grace, would want to talk about concerning the Era Vista Planner, what's going on in your life right now, where you foresee it going. It doesn't have to be a direct question that I asked to lead you in.
No,
Platform's yours right now, and I want you to talk to that camera because they're listening and looking.
Okay, I see Era Vista Planner in a myriad of different ways. The mother company is called Era Vista Design Co. So what I'm really looking for, what I know God is taking the company, the direction He's taking it into, is it's bigger than just this. I don't want to give too much away because I know it's coming, but
absolutely.
But Era Vista will become a household name,
absolutely,
for a myriad of different products. So I'm extremely happy about that. The main takeaway I would want anyone to glean from this is, number one, you are literally irreplaceable. Every single individual on this planet, there is a purpose for your life.
Yes.
Whether you know it, whether it's from humble beginnings, whether it's from a extremely privileged background, it doesn't really matter. I know that oftentimes we can feel lost, we can feel confused, we can feel like I'm not sure what to do, where to go, but you were created by someone, a creator who had your best interest in mind. And so because of that, He has a specific thing for you to do on this earth. And when you don't do that thing, you hurt myself, you hurt Mr. John, you hurt Miss Toni, because there's something that only you can do.
Yeah, my goodness.
And this is just a microcosm of me trying to continue to push the message of what Jesus Christ came on here to tell us. He fulfilled His purpose, right?
Now, yeah.
So what is it that we are supposed to do, right? That you are to do the same thing. So number one, you have to make sure you're aligned with your Creator. Ask Him, what am I supposed to be doing? And oftentimes those things are embedded deep within you. It could be you have loved to sing. It could be you love to talk. It could be that you have wanted to be the best mother possible, an educator, whatever the case may be. But that particular thing that you are supposed to do will make a way for you. It says your gifts make way for you. Make room for you. Make room for you. And so many different doors can open. But the first things first, you have to be aligned with your Creator and understand what it is He's called for you to do.
That's right.
And so if you look at myself, you look at Miss Toni, you look at anyone and say, oh my goodness, how can I be that way? How can I get... It has nothing to do with us.
Don't compare yourself.
At all.
Yeah. Because
what it is that you are destined to do is different from anyone else.
Absolutely. And we need you.
Yes. And we're all connected in some way, shape, or form.
Wow.
So I just want that message to go out. That's very, very important to me. That's number one.
Okay.
Where am I? You said, where am I in my life?
Yeah, where are you in your life? Where do you foresee yourself going? Well, you just tapped into a little bit of that.
Yes. That's my main message.
And she recently got married.
I sure did. Okay. What did Beyonce do? Okay, if you like it, put a ring on it, which he did. I've been married for
I love it.
A year and some change. So we're it's just beautiful. Marriage is a beautiful
beautiful
thing. When you're doing it correctly.
That's right.
And we're doing it correctly. So
that's right.
It's beautiful.
That's the way to do it.
Yes, and he is my biggest cheerleader and supporter.
Awesome.
Always there. So thanks, Boo. If you're watching, which he is. He's waving from afar.
Yeah, he is.
What was that? What else did I want to touch on? Listen, fly to the website. Go take a peek.
Please look at that website.
There's so much that you can enjoy on the website. Not only do we have the planners, we have new products that we've launched. It's a full store now.
Yeah.
So you don't need to just
things
that's right.
matching.
Yes, we don't do anything tacky here. Everything has to be on par with one another. So you can match all of your accessories with your planner. enjoy it, attend our meetings. You can meet me. Eventually, we Miss Tony because she's going to come to our session.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a phenomenal time. So come join the Aravista tribe. That's what we call it.
Oh, the Aravista
The
tribe.
Aravista tribe.
I love it.
Yes.
Guys, I told you this was going to be a color burst of energy.
I'm so glad.
And me too.
I'm glad.
And Grace Jemfrey has delivered today.
I appreciate it.
Jemfrey Gross.
Yes, thank you.
Has delivered today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All about the Aravista Planner and her life and her vision for the continual growth of this company.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing with them. And I want to tell you guys this. We're going to have her back, so you stay tuned. You want to like and share this? One other thing.
Yes.
Share with the audience the best way to contact you.
Sure. So you can find me at Aravista Planner, ARRIVISTA Planner, common spelling, on Facebook or on Instagram. If you care to see what I'm doing outside of that, you can go to @JetSetGG and you can see all my. Yes, I like to jet set now. Traveling is my zhuzh. So you can come and see my travels and my stories. And I also freelance as a rapper, so you can come see me do my freestyles.
Multi-talented. We're having her back.
Yeah, we like to have fun. I like to have a lot of fun. So
yes, me
you
too.
can catch us there. You can also check out the website at aravistaplanner.com. Our email is hello@aravistaplanner.com as well, in case you have any questions. So
this is awesome.
Yes. Can I give one shout out? I forgot one person.
Please.
I forgot my dad. He's always praying for me and always praying for the company. So I got to shout my pastor,
Dad,
Pastor
my
Jemfrey,
brother,
out too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. It's because of you that your daughter's in my studio. So thank you.
Thanks.
That's beautiful. That's so
Thank
sweet.
you.
And I want you guys to stay tuned to Tony's top 10 tenacious tips that relate to an entrepreneurial vision and aligning it with community growth and development. Because this is what the Aravista Planner is doing. That's what is being walked out in this company. So you want to stay tuned to those tips, because we're really going to showcase exactly what Grace Jemfrey Gross is doing to make this company a continual success. Thank you so much. This has been so enjoyable today. I had a
Thank
good
you, Miss
time.
Tony, for having me.
Grace.
We did it.
Woo,
Yes.
We did it. We've been trying to get this done.
Okay, but it was worth it. I had a ball.
Me too.
I did.
Awesome. Bye now. God bless, and we love you. Be successful.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, enyimba, master.
Toya dike, nenu dike. Toya dike, nenu dike. Kiye jamara dike ruenu, ekwe chenjigo. Kiye jamara dike ruenu, ekwa dagarigo. Onwarunga basi, onemekasi. Onwarunga basi, onakakasi. Ekube dike, iberikekwe.
Now, here are Tony's top 10 tenacious, game-changing tips for global domination and motivation. Listen up. Here's tip number 1. Craft a compelling story. Develop a compelling narrative that explains why your business planner is a game changer. Highlight the problems it solves and the benefits it offers. That is so key. Here's tip number 2. Know your audience. Understand your target audience's pain points, needs, and preferences. Tailor your marketing message to resonate with them. It could be a pain point as simple as finding time. Here's tip number 3. Leverage digital platforms. Utilize social media, a professional website, and additionally, email marketing to reach a wider audience, all online. You want to use strategies to enhance your business's visibility. Tip number 4, disclose educational content. Share informative content like blog posts, videos, and webinars that showcase how your planner can improve their planning and organizational skills. We're at that halfway point. Here's tip number 5. Employ user testimonials. You know I like that because I'm Tenacious Tony and that's what I go after. Get satisfied customers to provide testimonials as well as reviews. Real life success stories are always persuasive. Tip number 6, structure partnerships and collaborations. Partner with influencers or complementary businesses to expand your reach and your personal credibility. That is the credibility of your organization. Here's tip number 7. Offer complimentary planners. Offer free demos and trial versions of your planner to allow potential users to experience your product. In this case, the AraVista planner. You want them to be able to experience it firsthand. So give it away. Tip number 8, integrate email marketing. Build an email list and send regular, it's so key, regular newsletters with tips, updates, and exclusive offers to keep your audience engaged. You may even need to look into getting a social media manager. Here's tip number 9. Employ visual content. Use eye-catching visuals and infographics to explain real complex features and benefits in a simple and appealing manner. You want to retain your audience's and your customers' attention. And finally, here is tip number 10. Consistently get valuable input. You want to engage what we refer to as the feedback loop. Continuously gathering feedback from users on your planner's features is always key to developing what your future product will look like and what needs it will meet. This demonstrates your commitment to improvement. Now, here you guys have it. The AraVista planner has definitely implemented and just in real life demonstrated each of Tony's top 10 tenacious tips that relate to game changing for global domination and motivation. Enjoy.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zabu, zabu, anybody.
Toya dike, lenu dike. Toya dike, lenu dike. Kiye jamara dike ruenu, ekwe chenjigo. Kiye jamara dike ruenu, ekwe dagarigo. Onwarungabasi, onemekasi. Onwarungabasi.